You are listening to All Burgundy and Gold Everything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. Wole and Mo are your hosts. Right now, Ray is out. I know that for a fact, and Glen may be out. Seems like he's going to be out. But we also have friend of the show, Seawall Sports and Entertainment's Candi Waller on the pod. What's going on, Candi?
Hey, y'all. What's up? I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you on. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of insight. I had to have you on. You was out there in Minicamp. You know what I'm saying? I had to have you on. I need to get your expert opinion. You know what I mean about Minicamp, because Mo knows this. I'm not a firm believer on Minicamp and training camp and stuff.
He hates t-shirts and shorts.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get into hype, but I want you to give me hype. You know what I'm saying? I need you to get me hype. That's gonna be your job, all right? You're gonna have to give me hype. And you gotta make me a believer. That's your job. You make me a believer.
Okay, I think I can do that. I can do that.
Tell the people where they can subscribe to our podcast.
You know it, bro. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_Everything and hit us up on IG at ABG_Everything. And also like our All Burgundy and Gold Everything Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Everything YouTube channel as well. Anyway, it's time for the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. As I mentioned, Candi, you've been in Minicamp. I need your expert opinion about what's going on. So we're going to start right there. Candi, Carson Wentz has been a topic of discussion since the trade. How do you look at Minicamp?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you all the truth. I'm gonna be the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth.
That's what I want to hear.
Listen, Carson Wentz doesn't look like the new guy. He looks very comfortable. I think that's what I have picked up most on Carson Wentz throughout the OTA session and minicamp. He seems extremely comfortable in his role, seems to already be having a great relationship with the team. It feels like, it looks like he's been here for a long time. It's not new. Okay. So I know that they've been talking about, the camaraderie they're building off the field. And I think it's already showing. He looks like he's having fun, and he just really looks like he's extremely comfortable. Listen, I know everybody's been saying this, but let me tell you, and seeing him in person, he is really tall. I was like, whoa. Oh, and when he's standing next to Taylor Heineke, it makes him look even taller.
Everybody looks better than standing next to Taylor Heineke. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's not nice.
No, I mean, yes.
There's a reason he was the number 2 overall pick out of a small school. He is the prototype. He is everything.
He fits the bill.
Yeah, he fits that's the word, right?
Yeah. He fits the bill. So I mean, in terms of accuracy, do you look accurate? I mean, what was his?
For the most part, not every day. Like some of the days, he definitely did not have a good day. I will say, okay, these are the kind of kinks that you want to look out for, of course, in June. Mm-hmm. So, all right, work those kinks out. Overall, he was good. He was solid. He looks like exactly what Mo was just saying. He fits the prototype. He's an NFL quarterback. You're not gonna look at him and be like, who's this guy? He's absolutely an NFL quarterback. And he looks to be getting settled in for sure. Was I wowed? No, I was not. I think I have very high expectations of just, he's an NFL quarterback. He needs to act like he plays in the NFL. I think some of the accuracy challenges were not necessarily his fault in most instances. We still got some O-line things and kinks that need to be worked out.
Of course. I mean, we know, new quarterback, new system, new receivers, time is going to be everything, building that chemistry. It's one thing to throw. This is why Wole hates this time of the year. This is why he hates this time of the year. We know that we separate the men from the boys when we put them pads on. Yeah, everybody's a scout team superhero around this time. So just getting the timing down though. I mean, I've seen a couple of throws myself, from this side of the TV that would wow anybody. But we've seen that from Carson Wentz over time. Exactly. Carson Wentz is a matter of when that pocket collapses, when he has to make a play, when he gets hit, repetitively. So it's going to be something to look out for come training camp. But if he's having a good grasp of the playbook, and if he's looking if he's looking fair, as you said, it means that he's going to have some command over this offense. I mean, which is going to be a welcome sight given the last couple of years.
I do. This is my thing about like him in camp. Are people like looking at Carson Wentz as an isolated person, or are they looking at him like in comparison too? Because like the quarterbacks you had in camp, you're gonna always, because you've seen this another type of quarterback, you've been conditioned to say, all right, like this is what it is. This is the norm. But now you got a quarterback who can throw it about 70 yards because he has a cannon and can make some wild throws. Yeah. Is it like, are people getting hyped off of that, or are they getting hyped of the individual for what it is?
I'm thinking that there's still some skepticism about Carson Wentz, right?
Should be.
This is probably not the answer that you're looking for at all.
No problem.
But I'm gonna tell you what my fear is, what people are doing, because it is minicamp and he's making throws with a certain wide receiver not on the field. People are gonna start being off they don't need him. Carson is okay with what he has.
Yeah, okay.
And I want to just please nobody think that. I've been already reading it and hearing it.
No, I see it. You can see the little subliminals.
Yes.
You see the subliminals.
Nah, they need a certain wide receiver that hasn't been there yet. And I'm sure we're gonna get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we will. We'll get to it.
Things are impressive, yes, but he's going to need his offensive weapons. He's going to need a healthy Logan Thomas. He's going to need the wide receiver that was Shara named. Nameless Terry McLaurin.
Terry deserves to be named. You're right. He deserves to be named.
A healthy Curtis Samuels.
Yeah, that one.
Well, let me take it there then. Let me take it there. We're on topic, right? So what's the camp vibe on Terry McLaurin holding out? And then we'll address the others that are in camp.
Yeah.
What's the vibe around camp about his holdout?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Terry was missed. I don't know if anybody else that was out there saying that. I'm happy to say it. Terry McLaurin's presence is missed. Terry needs to be back. He needs to be back out there. His veteran experience, his demeanor, his presence just out there on the field, his knowledge of the game, his expertise, all of those things, I felt it. So I know the team has to feel it. Again, I don't want people to start thinking, making do. And so you see in a couple clips here and there, you start thinking, oh, they don't need Terry. They absolutely need Terry. So that's the kind of vibe for me. You also remember, yes, there's the veteran and Jonathan Allen and who he is. He's there. Chase Young, I saw him. I heard him more than I would see him. That's how I would say it. Like, I hear Chase, but I don't see Chase. Then I would see him, but he's still in recovery, right? So some days he was not with the team because he was on the recovery field or he was inside. But yeah, he is a part. Terry McLaurin is a part of this franchise and even how they're built right now. So his presence was absolutely missed. They need him back out there.
I mean, I'll go to one step further. I think fans need to chill out because they, just because everybody. This is my problem with camp. Like, I swear I hate minicamp. I do. I hate it with a passion. Because to your point, this is what you have to the scary point. People see Jahan Dotson and they see a couple catches. They see some nice catches, one hand grabs, without real defense. Like, I'm sorry, you're going against your own teammates and not real defense. Nobody in pads. And now people are impressed. And they're like, okay, maybe they don't need Terry. Like, Terry might get back because the dude's scary. They don't need him. Let this be known, man. Everybody that people mention, these weapons that they mentioned, to be honest with you, you mentioned Logan Thomas, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a guarantee Logan Thomas is going to be healthy. He's coming off an ACL injury, so you don't know when he's going to be healthy. And this team needs a fast start anyway. So Logan Thomas to start the season off, you're missing that weapon anyway. So let's negate, like, for all fans out there, the whole throw Logan Thomas out there. That's not even a guarantee that Logan Thomas is going to be Logan Thomas with the first 5 games of the season. That's one. Secondly, you mentioned people mentioning Curtis Samuels. Let me see it first before you start throwing it out there. Let me see it first. We haven't seen it. He's never been as a number 2. He's not a 1,000-yard receiver. He's always been a gimmicky receiver. So again, let me see it. He's fast. There's so many fast people in the NFL, so I don't want to hear about speed. All right, I'm over that.
Yeah.
All right. and you got a rookie in Jahan Dotson. He's talented. I like Jahan Dotson. He's talented, but he's a rookie. You know what I mean? He's still a rookie. So the only given commodity, the only true commodity, the only person who's done it consistently since he's been in the NFL is Terry McLaurin. So you 100% need Terry McLaurin, because at the end of the day, if we go with this argument of, this guy's talented, this guy's, but who's saying this? These guys are that talented? It's always our fan base. So we have to stop doing that as fans and appreciate what we have in terms of a guy who's a proven commodity in Scary Terry. Because I'm gonna be keeping a buck. If you don't got Scary Terry, you want this team to start fast. Scary Terry needs to be signed ASAP. If you want to put up numbers offensively, he's a must because he's proven. Because if you're a defensive coordinator, if number 17 ain't out there, you're gonna scheme up. It's gonna be easier to scheme. We gotta stop going through this camp phase and think, oh, this guy looks good. He's gonna be this, that, and the other. It's camp. Now, when they start proving, if they can prove that against the opposition, not their teammates in pads, I don't care if that's scrimmage, I don't care if that's preseason. If they can start proving that against high quality competition, then you can lean me to that direction. But you ain't gonna lean me towards that direction off camp. You're not gonna do that to me. We've had that as Washington fans. We've had that for so many years. How many years has it been like, oh, he looked good in camp? Oh man, he gonna shut the world on fire. Yo, I was doing it. De'Ami Brown. I did with De'Ami. And not to say De'Ami ain't gonna be good. I think De'Ami can be good. But I'm just saying, like we did this last year. So let's watch him. Let's see what happens in a scrimmage against an opposition, in the preseason, or in a regular season game where we can now say, you know what, we talented, this, that, and the other. But I think the whole talk, I've seen chatter and I'm turned off by it. I'm like, you better appreciate what you have. That's like the Minnesota, if Randy Moss from Minnesota Vikings back in the day sat out for the season, whatever, it was holding out, and Nate Burleson started balling. We don't need Randy Moss. We got Nate Burleson. No, you don't. No, you don't do that. All right. Then Nate Burleson, they'll scheme up against Nate Burleson and take Nate Burleson out. So it's just the same thing. So I just hope that fans kind of chill out with that, because Scary is not just a piece. He's essential. He's a vital piece.
Yes. He is. But a lot of the hype comes with drafting a wide receiver.
Of course.
That's what happened.
First round, and very high in comparison to where Terry was drafted.
Yeah.
Terry's a workman. He's a lunch pail kind of guy. And even though he is the face of this franchise for the past 2 years, anybody that thinks that this man is replaceable on this team is a fool. Yes. You're talking about a receiver to the likes of the AJ Browns and whatnot. And if he was on a team that was winning more games, he would have got that Pro Bowl nod by now.
Yeah.
He would have got that Pro Bowl nod by now. Over a couple of wide receivers. But knowing how the team is carried on, and they're talking about the team in always playing catch up and playing from behind, and his numbers not meaning nothing or empty calories. You're talking about a guy that has a 60% catch rate based off his targets and his catches with Taylor Heineke. We're talking about a guy that played with 11 quarterbacks over the course of 3 years. Yeah. And 11 different quarterbacks have thrown in the ball over the course of 3 years. You're talking about a guy that's had the worst hand possible. The worst hand possible. The worst hand possible. If we start talking scheme, Wole is going to pop a gas.
Yeah, I'm not going to do scheme with that coordinator. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Coordinator's getting more credit in this offseason for power cleanings 475 than for generating offense. So I'm hearing all this Curtis Samuel chat. I know they paid him, and I know you're going to push the narrative for what you want. But Curtis Samuel to me right now, looking at this roster, if not for money, would be the fourth receiver on this team.
If it wasn't for money, it should be. But
it's not for money. I agree. The fourth receiver on the team. Because De'Ami Brown has bigger upside. Dotson has to play because of the way he's drafted.
Right.
TM17 needs to be on the field at all times.
No, you're totally right. De'Ami,
I think explosive right now. The team is so much more explosive right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I totally agree, and that's why I haven't really said too much about the wide receiver core because of that, right? At the beginning of OTAs, Curtis Samuel was fine. The next thing we all knew, he wasn't. And it was like, well, what's wrong What happened to him? What's going on here? So
Uh-huh.
now in my mind, I'm not even counting him, because I'm like, all right, well, he's not healthy. And as far as I'm concerned, to the points that you all already made. So y'all really think Jahan Dotson gonna replace Terry McLaurin? Is that what y'all talking about? You know, and I've been seeing that chatter, and I'm like, yo, yeah, okay, Jahan is good.
I think gonna be good. I think Jahan gonna be good. I don't think Jahan gonna be good, because I'm all about
like, just like we talk about where this team is. And to your point, they got to start fast. In order to start fast, you
have 17.
You need your healthy, dependable, consistent players starting week one.
Yeah.
And everything that we think Jahan Dotson is going to be is predicated off of 17 taking coverage. So
exactly. That's my point. That is my point. See,
if this team is going to maximize what they're going to be on,
I think you can't put that much. You can't put that much pressure on Jahan off the bat. Like, and I've said this about this team for a while. Now I guess Scary now fits the bill as a vet receiver for the team, which is so terrible for him.
Right?
Which is terrible for him. Like this team is always needed to have, and we'll go back to the camp. So I just want to make sure. I just want to say this: this team has always put so much pressure on Scary to hold down the whole wide receiving core. And I've always said this: like, usually when you are a young wide receiver, like if you that baby coming to the league, and you got ability, you always have that. You usually have a veteran mentor who's done it before at a high level to kind of walk you through the process or guide you to the light to a point where you start to kind of figure out how to be a number one and kind of like make it easy for you, the maturation process. There's so many. Terrell Owens had Jerry Rice. Randy Moss had Chris Carter. Even Julio had Roddy White.
Yep.
There's so many number one receivers has gone through it. You know what I mean? Has AJ may be the only one I think that kind of walked into it and was the number one off the bat. But like there are so many great receivers that they have to. Like all of them tend to have a vet, or they have a vet anyway in house. But Scary, if you look how this team has been throughout Scary's tenure, and forget even being a vet has done something. They've had just young dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like. He didn't even have a real vet. Like he's had young dudes to kind of be like wide receivers and run with him. You know what I'm saying? So like now he's the vet. You need him. Jahan Dotson's gonna need somebody like him because we don't want to do the same thing we've been doing for the last 5-10 years. You want to have a Scary mentor this dude. So make it easy for him. So say a Scary does get hurt, Jahan kind of can pick the trade up and kind of do some things as the number one. So I'm just saying like. Make it easy for the young dude to ball out rather than make it difficult by not having this dude. But it is what it is. I want to get into the Jahan though.
I think what you were saying is that you can't expect the same course of action to happen with Terry coming in young. Because I don't think there was any expectation of Terry.
There wasn't.
I think Terry wasn't. There's going to be expectations of Jahan, right?
Yeah, there wasn't.
Speaking on that, what were your impressions of the rookie at camp? What were your impressions of Jahan Dotson at camp?
I like Jahan. He's good. He's solid. They also had him on special teams.
He got punt return ability. I saw that.
Punt return. They had him doing that.
Wole cracking his head.
Because we talked about that on the show before.
I know, but that's what they should use. What's the name for? But go ahead. They should use Samuels for that. But go ahead. Curtis Samuels for real. But go ahead.
$13 million is not going to go back.
He's hurt.
Okay, I'm going to ask you that because I didn't know he got hurt. He got hurt?
Yes, he was there like the first week of OTAs. I mean, we were interviewing him. He was in the presser. Then I was walking after the stretching period and everything, and I was like, wait, where is he working to the recovery field? He was never back on the field.
I don't look at him. I don't look at him as
I don't know where.
I mean, I think he's done after this year anyway. I think I think he's getting cut after this season, especially if Jahan comes on the way he's supposed to. And if Diami comes back with a better year too, and gives any kind of contribution, what's the point of an $11-12 million number 4 receiver?
Dude, I'm with you. I'm so with you. But I do want to go. I do want to ask this question, but I'm with you though. What impressed you about Jahan though? Like, what impressed you? I'm interested to know like what stood out to you about him.
I'm gonna tell you, it's I can tell he's already been in the playbook. He's studying. He's doing the work off the field. And he's extremely professional. He does not carry himself and handle himself like a rookie, not saying, you know what I mean? It's like he already knows what to say, he already knows how to act. And you could just tell, I could see the progression in him throughout camp. I was like, I think he's studying. He's working on it. I think he feel like he's working on this, and he wants to get it right the first time. So you can even sense when he does make a mistake, which was rarely, but if he does, you could see like he almost wanted to be like, do it again. Like, let's try to do it again, you know, and he's just really attentive. I mean, yes, to your point earlier, he's fast, but it's like everybody's fast at this point.
I was gonna ask you, was he fast? Like, how he look fast? Because some people don't look fast. He look fast?
No, he's fast. I got, you know.
He's fast. He really is. Yeah, he was working him one day. Like, seriously. I had to laugh to myself, like, dang, like he really is. You know, I think the defense started feeling some type of way because, you know, sometimes those drills are almost created at times for the wide receiver to win.
They are. That's what I'm saying. I hate drills. I hate these drills. Yeah, they are.
I mean, I got, you know, I know I've coached high school football for a while, so I know some kids that are still in college that are at Penn State. Like everybody, you know, from tape even before he got drafted.
Of course, before.
He's a professional receiver. They've always said that. Like he doesn't waste any steps. He's sudden, but like he gets to where he has to go. Like he's not with all the dancing and all that. He gets to where he has to go. He catches the ball, and then he lets his ability shine. Like I think he's going to be a big yak yard receiver this year. I think he's gonna be, like that's in his arsenal because he started out at Penn State as a returner.
He's returning, yeah.
He started out at Penn State as a returner until he became a starter. And his hands are arguably the best in the draft. Like
he wasn't dropping anything.
Like his hands are arguably the best in the draft. Like when they said that early in the draft process, I had to go back and watch film. But like, you know, anybody that's ever played the position, I mean, I didn't play much longer than freshman year of college, but like the way he catches the football, he's been here before.
He's a hands dude.
Yeah, he's been here before. I mean, so
I watch him. I'm a Michigan fan. I watch him. That's what I'm saying. I know he's good. Like I'm not gonna say he ain't good. I mean, there's a receiver I went in the draft before him, but I'm not gonna say that he isn't good. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm not gonna be that person. It's a deep wide receiver draft. He is good. He's talented. But I just don't want them to put a lot of pressure on him. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the thing. But he's got ability. I think he's better. He is rookie of the year caliber if Scary is there. Because like Tomo said, like Scary will take so much attention away from him. You know what I mean? That he can get the isolation one-on-one plays, and that's ideal for him. That would be ideal for him. And you know, but I've heard that the only thing about the catch radius, it's all different when you play on Sundays because Diami didn't drop a lot of passes back in college either. And all of a sudden he was dropping some passes in the league. So it's all about how you play on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but Diami's a 50-50 ball guy.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was dropping it. I like Diami. So you're not gonna hear me. This is not slander on Diami. I'm just saying, like, I heard a lot of the same things. Diami catches almost everything.
This guy's a technician. This guy's a technician.
I'm just talking about the hands, dude. I'm just talking about the hands. I'm not even talking about the hands. I'm not even talking about the route running.
When I think of Diami, I think of Dez Bryant, like over the top.
Yeah, over the top.
No, I totally agree. He's going to drop the occasional things in the middle, but like the one that he ain't supposed to catch is what Diami's going to go get. You know what I mean? So like this guy though is in the likeness of like, he's like
Isaac Bruce.
I was about to say Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, like Marvin Harrison.
I like route runners, man. I'm a bigger fan of route runners like Amari Cooper. I like those type of dudes. Anyway, all right. So can I ask you another question? All right, for you, give me 3 dudes who stood out in camp. You only it could be the same dudes we just mentioned. Like your 3 dudes though.
I want a challenger. The ones that don't get the press normally.
All right.
Give me 3 guys
that don't get aren't getting the press clippings. That you said they look good though. Not the ones everybody's talking about, but the ones that.
I don't know. Well, these 2, they're actually rookies though. They might be everybody talking about. I don't know if a lot of people talking about Brian Robinson.
Oh,
that's good.
I was extremely impressed by Brian Robinson. I mean, a couple times I had to stop what I was doing and be like, "Do y'all see? Is anybody paying attention to number 8? Like, is anybody seeing this?"
Okay.
Listen, that was what got me excited because if Antonio Gibson can alleviate the number of fumbles that he has. And then you have a JD McKissick who is looking like he was not even hurt last year, along with Brian Robinson. That's a mean running back room right there with Jared Patterson. I was absolutely impressed with Brian Robinson. I was definitely impressed by Percy Butler.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Percy,
I heard he had some picks, right? Yeah, I heard he looked good.
Percy's good.
That's the safety, good. Right?
Safety, yeah.
Yep, he's a safety, and he's been in the playbook. He's been studying. He's doing his homework. He is anticipating throws. You can watch him watch everybody. It's really intriguing. I really hope that he continues to grow in that area because it was exciting to see. I'm gonna tell you who else that I was impressed with.
Okay, cool.
My third one, John Bates. John Bates, the tight end.
Okay, you are throwing some ones. Okay, you threw one out there that I wouldn't even think of.
What do I do?
That boy is so
I'm peeping it.
That boy is so freaking slow. All right, go ahead. I'm intrigued by this.
And I spent some time talking to the new tight ends coach as well, Coach Castillo, and I asked him, I said, this is what I think I see. Yeah. Am I accurate? You know what I mean? And he was like, wow, you have been watching the tight end group. I said, yeah. So the thing of it is, Logan Thomas is out there sometimes, but mostly he's on the recovery field.
Of course.
John Bates, you can tell he has now, because Logan isn't there, he has now stepped into the leadership role. I like what I'm seeing from John Bates.
Man, he can't run by.
He can
run
block.
By a turtle.
He can block. He can
block. I was about to say.
He can block.
He can block. I know he can block. That's what they got him for. He can block.
The first person she named, Robinson, he's a no-nonsense runner.
Oh, I know.
You talk about having somebody set the edge with Bates early on in the year because that's what he does. We think about attacking the field. They got receivers galore for that.
Yeah. They got.
He just got to seal the edge, but even better than what Logan can do.
Yeah, he's a better blocker than Logan.
Get that running game going like we've been talking about. Because Scott is quick to leave it.
He's going to leave it. I mean, they're built to leave it. They're built to leave it. Like this is the truth.
He's not gonna leave it. He's not gonna leave it if he can set that edge. Remember in Carolina, they had big 88 over there that could do both. Even though
he had both. That's different though. That's a dude.
He was also a threat down there.
Yeah, he's a dude though. Like he can catch and he can block.
I got you. What I'm saying about John Bates is if he can steal that edge, even with the way that Antonio Gibson, because he's gonna be the primary ball carrier, the way that he likes to tiptoe around and find things, like that might give you another big gain, a couple of more big gains.
Yeah, he's gonna get you the big game.
Yeah, sure. McKissick is gonna come in on third down. He's gonna do his thing out the backfield, and then
that's so nice.
But Carson Wentz loves the tight end.
He does, man. But his tight ends are usually, you know what? He does, but his tight ends are usually some potent dudes.
No Ali Cox wasn't a dude.
I mean, he athletic. He played ball. He played basketball.
He's athletic. He can play basketball.
That's athletic. That's like Gates. He played ball. Like that's like.
Listen, man. Bates. All Bates got to go do is go. All I need from my tight end.
I know you want to block. Hey, Ken, was he faster than he was last year? Just ask me that question. Was he faster than he was last year?
But I was just impressed with his leadership. He was not. But he was with his blocking ability.
I'm slow as molasses, dude. And I think I'm faster than that dude.
But he a little bit. But Cole Turner, that's the rookie.
That's the super tall tight end. Yeah, I heard
he's huge. He is huge in real life.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And that's my honorable mention. And y'all might laugh at my honorable mention, but I'm gonna give him his credit. Taylor Heineke understands the assignment. He's gonna be a solid backup.
You can't be mentioning no Taylor Heineke. You done.
He's gonna be a solid backup, y'all. Seriously, like he's gonna be like if Carson go down.
He a nice guy.
I think he's a very nice guy.
I know.
And I really think he's got a big heart.
If Tyson go down, look, I'm gonna tell you right now. If Carson go down, season over. Like I don't want fans to ever talk about. Then it's the same thing they're gonna have to do with they did with last year. Like if they're cool with that, then it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's really who because to your point, like minicamp, OTAs, you get excited, and all this, that, the third, it's kind of like womp womp. Oh my god, But those are really the players. Seriously, that stood out to me. Those three for certain. Cool. And I just wanted to mention Cole Turner because he's a giant, and Taylor Heineke just because he's a nice guy, and I think he's going to be a very solid backup.
Hard worker, man. He's a hard worker.
He is in his correct assignment.
Yes.
At 2. He
back up.
Yes.
He should be way back. Way back. All right, so I'm gonna read off. Like we had some stuff. We asked our followers on Twitter, Facebook, and IG. After all the minicamp hype, what 3 players are they eager to see do some work after in training camp or whatever? Daniel Wilson mentioned Chase Young, De'Ami Brown, and Curtis Samuel. And also, I don't know why it cares about. I mean, why do people care about? I don't know why people care about like. Well, Chase is chilling. No, Chase has to do something. Let Chase get healthy first.
Yes.
I mean, George said Chase Young, Jahan Dotson, and Brian Robinson, which Candi mentioned Brian Robinson. There's a guy I've always been intrigued with, man. I like to do. I just feel like this regime likes who they like. But they moved him to tight end. They moved my man Antonio Gandy Golden to tight end. How is that transformation for him so far?
I think it's working. I think it's working well for him. I think he might be better served at that position. I think they like him so much. They'll cut him and bring him back, and he'll be on the practice squad.
Yeah,
like they
like
just do not want to let him go. They don't want to let Kelvin Harmon go either. Because Kelvin Harmon was there. They don't want to let Kelvin go either. But I do think AGG looked really good at tight end. I think that role better services him and his athleticism.
Yeah.
When we talk about speed, he's definitely the faster one. So we got.
Is he? You know what scared me about? I'm not gonna lie to you. I won't even lie because I even made a little joke on Instagram or something. Like he was running, I was like, he looks slower. I don't know because it's hard to tell on Instagram. I was like, oh, he looks slow. But is he fast? He's faster than everybody else? I know he's definitely faster than Bates. Like everybody faster.
Absolutely, yes.
He's definitely faster than Bates. Everybody faster than Bates. I'm sorry.
I think the thing, I'm gonna go back to Cole Turner real quick. I know we're talking about AGG, but because AGG is a wide receiver. Cole Turner, when they went to go see him, they were actually going to scout the quarterback. And Cole caught their eye because they couldn't figure out if he was the wide receiver or the tight end. And they found out he was the tight end.
Got it.
But I need to mention this because I think it's important. Ron Rivera seems to like players that play multiple positions because even on defense, it was like they would all go out on the field. Percy, Derek Forrest, Jeremy Reed, all of that. And it was like, St. Juice, it was like, well, where are they going? And I mean, I don't know if they're purposely doing it or just trying to figure out what. It's like you don't know where anybody's going. You don't know if they're going to the slot. You don't know if they're going to this Buffalo nickel position that Ron likes to use all the time. You don't know what they're doing until the play starts, which is kind of cool because I saw them doing that a few times with AGG and Cole. I'm going back to the point of AGG, where it's like they will still maybe switch it up. Maybe they're preparing for injuries in case or just overall versatility where they can feel like they can mask what they're doing. But I like it. I like AGG at tight end. The wide receiver room is just too full, and they need to beef up their tight end position for certain.
It's only full. I mean, they need to get some talent there. They like certain people.
If you look at the people that they hung on to, Harmon, they all have North Carolina or that lower Virginia roots because that was Carolina's territory.
Yeah, it was. Of course,
those are the people that had the most tape on: Liberty, North Carolina State, things of that nature. So AGG at tight end though is just he does like versatility. If you look back at the way he drafted in Carolina, Shaq Thompson was a safety, running back.
Sure.
Same thing with Thomas Davis, he loves
Tom Davis, good point. Yeah,
linemen that are multiple, that can play multiple, like he does this. He definitely, the Buffalo nickel is something that he's very, very intrigued by. He's just trying to find the right person. That's why we all thought it was going to be Kyle Hamilton in this draft. And that's why a lot of people are disappointed. Wole stop. Okay. But anywho, versatility is a must for him. And I think a lot of injuries open up the door for that. And I think in OTAs, because of the reasons that Wole stated earlier in minicamp that he hates, like this is the time to try all of that. It's the time to try all of that
now.
Yeah, try all of that. I mean, if you got a guy like AGG that has immense talent, we know he was at a lower level in college. He looked better than everybody else. He has athleticism. He has size. Now is okay. We only have to teach him one element of the tight end for real is just blocking. And blocking comes down to will. and want to.
Yeah.
Now, you want to continue your NFL career, or you want to be on the street next year and not have another opportunity, or you're gonna block. We're gonna see about it. He's gonna have to thump. He gotta earn his keep this year. So
sure.
I like the way it's going. I like the way it's going. Even though I'm not a fan, I like the way it's going. Let's see where this team goes. So we have a lot to talk about this fall.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to ask you this question because you also fixate on the tight end position. It's like all right. So if you had to look at a depth chart so far without, I mean, obviously we know that
Logan
starter. So without Logan, what would the depth chart at tight end be?
I think you're looking at right now. You're looking at John Bates.
All right, one.
I would do Cole Turner and then AGG.
Okay, so that's your order right now. In terms of what you saw, that's your order.
Yeah.
So the Chilean basketball players are right.
He wasn't there. He wasn't there. He has an injury. He's dealing with the health situation he's dealing with, so he wasn't there.
So AGG getting cut. That's what it means. I just wanted to hear her say.
AGG's gonna be on practice squad. AGG's gonna be on practice squad.
I'm just hoping that he can make. I mean, it's just so sad that he can't be a slow dude. It sucks.
AGG. I mean, you got to be able to block. You got to know the intricacies.
Man, all you gotta do is like look. You see Waller. Sometimes you just gotta take him.
That's different.
He a beast. I know, because Waller a beast, dog. You're right.
That's different.
I know. I need him on fantasy. I need him on my fantasy team so I can make some money. But he a beast, though.
But to that point, I really want to say this. To that point, because I don't think we have that. Like we don't have a Travis Kelce. We don't have a Gronk. We don't have.
Oh, they don't have no type of title like that. But you could though. The person with the most potential to be that, if he can block, would be AGG. If you could though. But
he'd be a mismatch for any linebacker.
Yeah, he would be a mismatch before linebacker.
Any linebacker. Yeah. But he also has to get used to the physicality of
exactly.
That's what it is.
That's the thing.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
there's a lot of bumping. There's a lot of unnecessary bumping in there before you get.
I mean, there's different levels to this. There's different levels to it. That's just a fact. There's different levels to it.
Getting to the linebacker, still getting hit by a safety.
Yeah, it's different levels. Like you either gotta if you ain't a blocker, a la my dude Jordan Reed. You gotta be a professor when it comes to that route running though. You gotta be an assassin, and if you got that, then you can kind of play around with it. If you don't,
or your offensive coordinator could scheme you up and put.
I was gonna say that. See, I was trying to get away from that. See, Mo, I was going to do that. That's why I just went a different route because I know I've been getting a lot of here we go with the
you can be Jimmy
OC talk. Here you go with the OC talk.
You can line them up in the slot or close to the slot.
I feel like we talked. If you looked at what the Raiders did with Waller, I'm not saying that he's Waller. I'm just saying that the Raiders they spaced out and put Waller in space, so he doesn't have to, go into the trenches. Like he can go one-on-one. Waller go against wide receivers. Against cornerbacks that used to be a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. But you can put him outside or inside, and spread him out against a linebacker, get that one-on-one with a linebacker. There's so many things you could do if you played him at tight end and give him that mismatch with a linebacker and put him in motion, get a linebacker one-on-one. But I mean, hey, that's a coordinator thing, man. That's an offensive coordinator thing. That's not my thing. All right. I'm not the offensive coordinator. That's what I'm saying.
Man, he power cleans 475. He's good for something. I mean, maybe he's coming to block the tight end. You know what I mean?
To who? Who coming?
He power cleans 475. Maybe he's coming to try for tight end.
Maybe. I'm saying, hey, I'm just saying, like it's
that's all what your OC doing in the offseason. So have it.
I'm just saying, like I can't wait. I mean, look, you know what? I can't now. I'm gonna see now. Candy, you got me vibing. I'm gonna look at the tight ends now. That's gonna be my thing. I'm gonna look down some tight ends. I'm gonna see what's up. Because now you have.
I spent some time over there with the linebackers.
Oh, how did I'm gonna say no? I should ask that. How did old young boy look? Jamin Davis, the one everybody. Whoa, that don't make that face. Don't do that.
Well,
dang, Jamin look like that.
You ain't taking off like that, then.
Damn, Jamin looking like. If you can say that already. Damn, Jamin.
Okay, so here's what I think it's gonna be all right.
It's that's PC.
Okay,
I know what you're doing.
Okay, so that's
what you just did right there. No, right. You're being nice.
So for me, I'm still waiting. For.
Is it because it's minicamp and it's hard to really tell?
Maybe that's what I'm gonna just say, because technically, unbeknownst to me, I mean, I knew they're barely supposed to touch, but that ain't what was going on out there. Like they was definitely
And that's why they in trouble now.
You know what I mean? A little bit. If
What Cole did? Did Cole Holcomb
I
look
thought it was
good?
funny. I mean, not funny. Let me change that. I said to myself, "Oh, Ron is in year 3, and he must."
I'm for that
know
smoke.
something.
I'm glad they need a hit. I don't care. I would need to hit more. He should hit. He should get all the penalties. Take all the penalties.
Remember the very first practice
already,
he
man.
rained.
Now I know he should get fined some more. He needs to do it again.
Look, no
what's
practice
name be
in the
doing it all the
bubble.
time. And that's why his boys was always ready. Pete Carroll early, which you do that all the time. He said, screw it.
It's a new NFL, Wole.
That's soft jargon.
Definitely, I agree with that, bro. But I really think, like, now thinking back on it, Ron said, "I'm gonna take this risk, and I'm gonna just go ahead and cough up this coin at the end of this." Because I knew it was different when the very first OTA practice, it was pouring down rain. I just knew they was going in the bubble. Nope.
Oh, for real?
In the pouring rain.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. He needs some toughness. This is good.
It rained out there twice.
See, now this is what I like. I like that. You know what I mean? I've always bashed Ron.
No. You don't like minicamp. Don't take this.
No, not minicamp. I like that. I like that you breaking rules. I hate minicamp. I like you breaking rules though. I love the breaking rules.
After I read the rules, I said, oh yeah, well then yeah, he broke.
Yeah, I don't want club. Like I feel like when you a bad team, I'm gonna keep it a buck. When you a bad team and you play bad football, undisciplined football, you gotta change something. Like you gotta push the envelope.
You know who the only other coach was that got fined doing the same thing?
Who?
Lovey Smith. A bad team trying to find a way.
Another bad
team. He should do it
too. Another defensive minded coach.
You should do it. I'm serious. If your team has been bad, was bad defensively, and you're not structured, you've done a lot, like you missed assignments, all that stuff, bad tackling. Dude, you gotta do it. Like you gotta push the envelope a little bit. Look, if I was a player, I say, hey y'all, let's go play some tackle football out back. Like let's do this. Let's work this. If I'm if I'm a competitor, I'm like, let's do this. Like we don't gotta do an NFL thing. We could do it on our own. Like we can ease up a little bit on tackling, but we gonna tackle. We can do this, man. Let's change the whole narrative of our ball club. You know what I'm saying? Like when I heard the news, like when I did hear that, I was like, okay, I'm with that. Like I'm with that. That penalty.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it was excessive, but then I read the rule. Like somebody said, do you need to read the NFLPA rule? I read it. I was like,
somebody got knocked out. Who got knocked out again? Who got knocked out?
Diami.
Yeah, Diami got knocked out.
It was totally an accident, but it was bad.
Yeah, he got knocked out. It's all good.
It was wrong.
That's the report that we got that he was he
got knocked out.
Reed, right? On Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly thereafter we learned about the penalty.
Yeah, he got knocked out. It was good though. Things happen, man. It's football.
Yeah.
He paid to play. You know what I'm saying? He played boys and girls football. They played some.
Maybe the linebackers coach, they were following the rules, so I can't really say.
Okay, well, I mean, did all the linebackers look like that? Did Cole Holcomb look different?
All of them did to me.
Okay, cool. It's consistent then. I'm cool with that. They're all consistent.
That's why I was like, maybe the linebackers coach felt different.
I mean, I gotta see again. I gotta see preseason. I don't even want to see training camp for. I want to see preseason.
I mean, I'll be there, but
you gotta be there. You gotta be there.
But it's real though. I need to get in the game. Do this game stuff first. And I can.
Or some scrimmage. Give you a scrimmage against like the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the day. They used to do Carlisle or something. You know what I'm saying? Go against Pittsburgh and scrimmage or something.
I don't think they're doing a scrimmage. I don't think they're doing.
They should. If Ron really about that life, he should. All right. So Candi, before we're about to end this show, before I let you go, Candi, how can our folks catch you on social media, and how can they catch your content?
Ooh, let me go down the list. So
you beast. Let it go.
On social media, you can find me on Twitter at Seawall SE, on Instagram. To catch sports coverage, you can go to @Seawall Sports. On Facebook is Seawall Sports and Entertainment. On YouTube, Seawall Sports and Entertainment. I also have a website, www.seawallse.com. And for all the local to the DMV viewers, you can catch my show every day on Bowie Television, on Verizon Channel 11 and Comcast Xfinity Channel 77, 1:30 to 2:30.
Big things popping.
Hey, appreciated your candor. Appreciated your candor during the podcast today. Got a lot of insight on Minicamp.
I'm glad I could be of assistance. Have me back anytime. I will come through and hang out with y'all.
I love the honesty, Candi. I love the
honesty,
man.
say, this is what the fans really need.
That's what we need, man. We need the truth, man. Can't stop this little bubblegum crap. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Errrything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errrything and hit us up on IG at ABG_Errrything and like our All Burgundy and Gold Errrything Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Errrything YouTube channel as well. It was a pleasure having Candi on. So let's end this thing off properly. You've been listening to All Burgundy and Gold Errrything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Deuces. Hey, Mega. Lead us out, big homie.